Guys, if you see me drinking coffee in the morning outside on my patio, you know fall has arrived. Man, I slept good last night. To say yesterday was a good day would be an understatement. Yesterday was a great day. It was cool, wind wasn't bad, the fish were finally starting to cooperate. I'm going to show you the fish that I caught yesterday here in just a second, but I wanted to show you what I caught those fish on. The worst, I say this all the time, but I think the biggest mistake that crappie fishermen, including me, can make is to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again when it's not working for you. If the fish aren't biting, start changing jig colors, profiles, presentation. Something has got to change, and yesterday was a classic example. I found a lot of fish, and they would come up and look at my bait. I know y'all have had them do that to y'all, where they come up, they'll look at the bait, maybe even pop it a little bit, but no serious bite. I went through, I don't know, 3 or 4 different colors and hair jigs or feather jigs, my hand ties. I catch 1 or 2, but nothing, no real pattern. And so I swapped over to plastics. The hair jigs, keep saying hair, the feather jigs have been doing better my last few trips, but yesterday they wanted plastic. And I broke out the boneheads, tried the stump bug that normally works for me, and just no response out of the fish. Reached down and grabbed some of the minnows. Show you one right here. It's the bonehead minnow. That's blood moon. It's just kind of a natural minnow color on the back, little sparkly belly. It's got the, I like the tail on it. If I can get it to sit still. I like that little fork tail. I think the fish do too. But I wasn't getting a good bite. I'll show you what I did. I just bit some of the head off. See the difference there? That's that one right there. I just bit the I just bit the head off of that minnow, shortened it up a little bit. Is all I did. And excuse me. And I put it on a using just an 1/8 ounce jig head, plain lead. Show you what it looked like. Just a round head. I didn't do too good of a job of hooking him up there, but that was part of the equation, was getting the right bait. But then was the presentation. I had a fish or two that would bite it if I did a what I call a drive-by. I would drop that bait. Here's the fish. I would drop the bait out past him and let it arc down and come over the fish. And that would work, but still it was kind of iffy. What seemed to be working the best is, I call it my drop and stop. I would position my jig right above that crappie. Now, let me back up and say this. This is the technique I used on the white crappie. The black crappie were totally different. They seemed to prefer that bait moving and swimming and coming in that pendulum drop past them. But the white crappie, they liked it on that drop and stop. And what I would do is position the bait, my jig, right above that crappie, and I'd hold my rod tip up, and I'd have enough line so that when I drop that rod tip, it would allow the bait to fall fast, and then I'd slam on the brakes and stop it right on his nose. And if you look at your, the more time you spend with your live scope, you'll be able to tell more times than not. I can tell which way that fish is looking. I can tell where his head and his tail is. So I'll drop that bait and stop it right in front of his face. And it was more of I guess just a reaction strike. He's sitting there and all of a sudden that jig falls and it stops just right there in front of him, and bam, he hit it. And man, it was just one fish after another with that technique. Any other technique, I don't know. They would just sit there. But it worked for me. And it worked, on Lake of the Pines. May not work on your lake, but what I'm saying is, don't just sit there and keep doing the same thing over and over, and because you caught fish like that, last week or yesterday, or heck, even this morning. I've seen those fish change from morning to afternoon and in what they wanted. So don't be afraid to as they say, think outside the box. Anyway, it's time to debark some of these fish. When I come back, I'll have them on the table and show you what they look like. All right, guys, here they are. I always put the smaller fish on the right side of the table. These guys right here, to give you an idea, those are mostly 12-inch fish. I'll show you. Here's one right here. This guy right here is a 12-inch fish. I've got him in between a couple of the big girls. And those fish are pushing 16 inches. Now, hey, my buddy, Fishing Ken at Hook City TV, he likes to say, I don't grocery fish. I don't trophy fish, I grocery fish. Well, I don't weigh, I fillet. I can't tell you what these big ones weigh here. I used to weigh them all, but I can tell you there's some in there that are 2 pounds. There's not a lot of them, but a 2-pound fish is a big fish. Pound 5, 6, pound 7 fish, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with a 10 and 11-inch fish. I just enjoy catching those big ones. I enjoy catching any of them. But I think what I'm going to do, this was going to be the ending of a movie, but I'm behind on my movies. I've been babysitting, and I love doing that. But don't be bringing your kids over here. I like to babysit my grandkids, but I'm behind on my movies. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe just make a quick video. Just show this right here, the ending of what I caught, where I caught them, how I caught them, all that good stuff. Because I know a lot of you guys, you're not retired like me, and so you're restricted to fishing on the weekends. And I want to get this out there in a hurry. This is Friday, and I want to get this out so you guys that are going this weekend, maybe it'll help you out a little bit. But the main thing is, go out and have fun. Turn off that TV. Get out there and enjoy what God has created for us. And just get you a little rest and relaxation in, because Monday you got to get back out there and start funding my Social Security again. Anyway, I hope y'all guys enjoy what I'm doing here. If you do, leave me a comment. Like I said, I love reading those comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's not looking, of course, anything can happen, but it's not looking like I'm going to hit that 3,000 by November. But there's still time. But if we do, great. I'm going to give away an ACC crappie stick and some bonehead baits if we can hit that 3,000. But if we don't, hey, I'm going to keep fishing, and I'm going to keep filming. God bless y'all. Get out there, have a good, safe time on the water this weekend. Catch y'all next time around. Go fish.